Lesson 2, managing tenants without losing your mind. Here we're going to learn about systems for rent collection, maintenance requests, communication, handling evictions legally and professionally, and lastly, when and how to hire a property manager. So you've got your tenant in there, and now the real game begins. Managing the relationship without losing your time, your money, or your sanity. And this is where most landlords mess up and they fall apart. They either go too soft or they become control freaks. Here's how to stay professional and profitable. Systems are greater than your emotions. You don't need to be a jerk, but you do need a system. Get a system for rent collection. If the rent comes in, where is it going to? Are you going to collect it using a check? Are you going to collect it using an e-payment software? Are you going to collect it through a third party? Are you going to have someone drop by the property and physically pick up the cash? Use an online platform maybe. Whatever you need to communicate for rent collection, make sure that it's understood by the tenant and executed with a system. The same time, every time. Maintenance requests. Don't text, don't scale. But using a ticket system or an email that they can send to that then notifies you, that does scale. Keep the records. Have a handyman on call, especially if you're investing out of state. Have several of them on call that you can trust to get the job done. You don't need to be fixing toilets at 2 a.m. Communication. Set boundaries. And one of the hardest things a friend of mine had to do was sell his tools because he lived close enough by every property to be able to manage it. And so when the toilets would break and when there was a simple fix, he would pack up everything no matter what time. He would drive the 30 minutes out, go to Lowe's, take another 30 minutes to an hour to pick up the supplies, come back to the property, install it for an hour, then drive the 30 minutes back to his home. And he had no time in the evenings for the 10, 15 properties he had to manage in the area. That's exhausting. Scale up your systems so that you have people on call and you factored in those maintenance requests so that you don't have to do them. Communication. Set clear boundaries that you text during business hours only unless it's emergencies. Keep it short, keep it documented, keep it professional. Number 2, when things go south, handle it fast. If they're late on rent, give them a warning, then a late fee. Second time, start the legal process. If they're late and you have to give them 2 notices, start that process right away. Even if you know that they're going to pay, and if they've got the best story, you will save yourself the 30 days of having to notify them of a notice to quit, which is a notice that they have not paid. And then, after the end of those 30 days, you can file for an eviction, which sometimes takes another 30 days, depending on the county that you're in. So rather than having a vacancy for 2 months where you're not getting paid, plus whatever time on the front end that you've allowed them to kind of massage you and say, oh, I'll pay you next week, next week, you could be 90 days or even 120 days out with no rental income. Serve those notices and tell them, hey, there's nothing personal here. We just need to make sure that this legal part is taken care of. Serve the proper notices and document everything. Don't yell, don't threaten, don't let drama get in the way. Let the process do the work. And this is why you have to screen hard on the front end. Avoid this exact thing by knowing who you're renting to. Number 3, hire a property manager. And at some point, you're going to have to. Look, if you've got 2 or 3 properties nearby, you can handle it, no problem. But once you hit more than 5, or you're out of state investing, or you're just burned out, you need to hire a property manager and expect to pay anywhere between 8 to 12, even 15% sometimes to that property manager in your monthly rent. That buys you time, buys you peace of mind, and it buys you scale. Just make sure that they use a software, make sure that they send reports, and make sure that they don't upcharge your repairs like crazy. Interview at least 3 of them, ask for references, talk to people who already use them, and pick out one who talks like a CEO, not a hobbyist. Let's wrap it up. You did not get into real estate to chase rent or to fix toilets. You got into real estate for the freedom and for the cash flow. And so, if it's lagging behind because of the tenants that are in it or because of how you manage your processes, it's time to start managing like it's your business. Hire a property management company or start using some of the things that you learned in this module for managing your rental like a pro. Remember, great deals get wrecked by bad management. Screen the tenants hard, set clear rules, use systems, and don't be afraid to hand it off when it's the right time. Now you got the full playbook from deal analysis to duplexes to syndications and to tenants. The difference between broke landlords and wealthy ones are systems, discipline, and the willingness to get better with every single deal. And units stay full because we treat property management like a business, not a hobby. High occupancy equals high returns. And if you want high performing real estate at scale, then you can manage your properties like a business or invest in us and we will for you.